Hello and welcome to Basements, Faults, and Catapults. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron.
And I'm Trevor.
And here we're going to be looking at game genres and the things that we enjoy in gaming.
And to do that, we're going to randomly select genre each episode.
We'll give a brief rundown of that genre.
And then we'll select 2 games. One of these games will be something we want to catapult into glory, while the other will be cast into the fault lines riddling our basement lair. The catch, and what we hope will be the fun part, is that neither of us will have played, or at least played heavily, the titles the other has selected.
Yeah, so we're going to take those titles, the best and worst, and then dividing it up, we'll give it an hour of playtime, meet back up, and chat about our experiences.
That's where we'll give our own opinions of the other's games, celebrate where we agree, and refrain from murdering each other where we disagree. After all, not everyone can have a perfect opinion.
Yeah, and that's it. We hope that you'll join us, listen in, and maybe be inspired to try a few titles along the way. Or, let us know exactly why our opinions are trash.
Thank you for joining us, and remember, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?
Don't you?
Don't you?
Don't you? I remember when that hit the public consciousness. My God.
Oh yeah. Pop culture's fun, man. There's some
Sorry.
There's some really yeah. There's Gesundheit. There's some really interesting things, like milestones almost in pop culture over the last 100 years that you can say something and it just immediately makes you think of that time period or what was happening in that time period. It's kind of cool, isn't it?
It's interesting, yeah.
So we're gonna play some games today.
We are, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah. Who knows? The whole world could explode.
Yeah, right. Stuff happens every day. I mean, yeah, there's wild stuff happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are just joining us, and for those of you who maybe need a quick reminder, we have a very impressive random number generator that Trevor has spent countless time designing and building. And it all starts with this little D20 I have in my left hand.
It does.
Yeah.
And being that you get to play a good game today,
I do.
and I get to be tortured.
Yeah.
What genre? Are you aching to play any particular genre these days?
Oh God, I am glutted. Satisfactory just launched their 1.0, so I've been looking at that hungrily. I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition, so that's my kind of Inquisition's weird. It's a third-person shooter RPG. I mean,
turn-based fighting too, right?
No turn-based. It's all.
Wasn't it turn-based in the original Dragon Age?
It was an option.
Yeah, it was an option.
Yeah, you can have it turn-based.
Yeah, and then they got rid of that in the second one.
I don't know if
they made it more like live play.
Yeah. I mean, you can see Mass Effect and the influence it had on the studio in the Dragon Age series. And Mass Effect was massive.
This Massive Effect. I'm gonna play Mass Effect 2 over the holidays, over the Christmas holidays. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually play it through.
I play Mass Effect every November. November 7th.
Oh yeah.
Do you know why?
I don't.
Because that's N7 Day.
That was what day?
N7 Day.
N7. What is that? What is the significance of that? I mean, it was National Video Game Day yesterday, day before yesterday.
N7.
Explain.
Okay, N7 is wow. Okay, lore dump. Mass Effect Earth is under something called the Systems Alliance. The Systems Alliance has various ways of identifying things. N is the code. The N is the code for the Systems Alliance Special Forces.
Okay.
7 is the highest level of proficiency. So Shepard, when you first meet Shepard in Mass Effect, is an N7.
Oh.
And so the community has taken N7 and used that to be let's celebrate Mass Effect. So every November 7th,
Mass Effect Day,
we have a Mass Effect.
I like that. Yeah, yesterday was National Video Games Day.
Oh, happy National Video! I played Dragon Age Inquisition yesterday.
Yeah, you were saying you were kind of looking hungrily at Satisfactory, and I've been engorging myself on it. Yeah,
You've snackled.
I've been working hard in the basement. Like I've been putting in 6 to 12-hour days in the basement. Baseboards are a lot of work, especially this is my first time actually doing baseboards.
Yeah, because they're so tiny and finicky.
Yeah, and angles have to be cut right, and lengths have to be done, and then you gotta do the seams, and you gotta sand them, fill the holes, nail gun.
With that stupid little. It's not even like a real nail gun. It's like that little tiny.
Yeah. This is. I mean, the stairs took 2 to 3 times longer than just the regular parts of the room. But I've been playing Satisfactory 1.0. I'm about I don't know, 20, 30 hours into 1.0.
My friend and I did start a factory with him, and we have. What did we just unlock? We just unlocked oil production.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have not unlocked oil yet, but my world is freaking massive, dude.
Well, we we'll play, and then before we're done for the day, he leaves the server up, so it just accumulates.
Yes, that does help with.
Yeah, so when we log on the next time, we just.
I like that. That'll accelerate things a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, we're only making 4 modular frames a minute from our little factory, but times that by 12 hours.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where the story takes us in the game. I think it's leading up to the destruction of Earth. I think you're being.
You think so?
I think you're being manipulated into
building
a giant weapon that is going to destroy the Earth, not help it. That's why they keep saying things about fluffy kittens.
Yeah, you're saving everybody. In my head canon, you're doing all of this, and this constant pressure of you have to save the Earth. You have to.
Yeah.
Operation Save the Day, and it's because Fix-It is launching a new doohickey.
Oh no.
And if you don't get it, the world will be doomed to Earth will be doomed to a world without the new Fix-It doohickey.
I love the fact that we can use Mercer spheres and summer sloops and
stuff.
Oh,
that's huge.
So good.
Dimension storage, massive.
Yeah, we should do it. We should definitely maybe next weekend do a deep dive into
I think that'll be the move. I think that's the move.
That'd be fun.
I just wish there was a way to accelerate things. Because early game is a grind.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right? And then once you get, for me, the fun part of Satisfactory is once you get to the point where everything's kind of automated, now you're doing expansion. Okay, I need to dedicate factory to encased beams. So boom, I find a good iron site that's near coal and limestone, and let's go.
When we do our deep dive next week, I'll show you my factory, and I'll show you my thought process for my 1.0 playthrough, because I'm trying to build everything in a way that is kind of a giant bus, like you would play Factorio.
Oh yeah, okay.
But have everything be progressive. So if I'm doing basic smelting, it's at the start of the line. And then as I go down the line, I'm doing more advanced stuff. So I have all of my basic components and raw components at the start of the line, feeding down the line.
Yeah.
So that I can literally just extend the line further to build any more advanced components. And I never have to build backwards down the line because you don't need those advanced components further down the line. But still, you have more breadth, so you still can expand out if you need to. If there's something that you've researched that is available that should be in the middle of the line, you can actually just build it out sideways. But feed everything back to a main bus. So I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Hey, try it out.
My ADHD is just
loving it. That hyper focus.
Oh, yeah. So good.
What's interesting to me is with the addition of dimensional storage, it really changes. Because back in the day, if you had encased steel beams way out in the middle of nowhere, you had to find a way to get those encased steel beams back to main base.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But now with dimensional storage, you can just pop it into dimensional storage, and then, if you do need, say, it to feed into another line this needs encased steel beams. I think it's reinforced modular frames need encased steel beams. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to find a way to build into that line, but just for your personal use, just throw it into dimensional storage. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. But we've got to pick a genre today. So,
we do, and I begin that process.
Let's do it. Let's roll the dice.
Let's
die.
Yeah, last week we rolled a 20. Let's try to keep it a little smaller. It's a little smaller, so 14.
14.
That's 6 smaller.
Okay, so all right. Well, we've rolled anime, but it's not on all 3.
Okay, so what's number 2?
For the viewers that know, we don't play anime games unless it lands on all 3.
All 3.
We've got a little
That's our rule.
little slot machine kind of deal. And so we've got 3 slots. Slot 1 is anime, slot 2 is dealer's choice, and slot 3 is sandbox.
Oh. Well,
so, I mean, dealer's choice, you pick whichever game. We can give you a good game and of anything you would like, and or sandbox. Yeah, tough choice. I think when did we last do sandbox? Was episode 15?
it was.
It's a while
It wasn't
back.
recent, but it was.
Well, let me think. So, if you're playing a good game,
Yeah.
what is a good game that I could get you to play? Do you have any new good games that you haven't played yet?
Let's look. Let me pull up.
Because I know
Steam.
sometimes we buy stuff and we don't play it.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause we're goofy.
Actually, now that I've said that out loud, I have not played any Enshrouded, really.
Enshrouded.
Yeah.
And you have Enshrouded.
I have Enshrouded, but I haven't played it much.
Enshrouded.
I think I have maybe 20 minutes in it. Yeah, I literally just have 20 minutes from the tutorial.
So the last time we got a dealer's choice, we ended up with...
What else do I have?
That was episode... Where did we do dealer's choice? That was where I had you play Cradle and you had me play Battle Chasers.
Did make you play Battle Chasers.
Yeah. So, yeah, why don't you play that?
With
Enshrouded.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can do that. I could do
Since you buy it, and this is an opportunity for us to play games we haven't played a lot of.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. Something to install on that.
So I think I can get behind that.
Okay. Now, but what am I going to make you play? Do you have a game that has not done well in terms of metrics that you're interested in?
Oh man, I have so many games that I've bought that probably aren't good. I just saw they were on. Let's see.
Yeah, FOMO, right?
Let's go to my library and let's dig into the basement of the library. Hours played here. I can't believe I have Yakuza Like a Dragon and I haven't played it yet.
Yakuza Like a Dragon is amazing.
What is even wrong with me?
I don't know. Did you seriously pick up Sphere?
I did buy Sphere Flying Cities.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Have I even played it yet? I haven't even played it yet. Well, if it's bad, I should try it, shouldn't I?
I mean, part of me wants you to, so you can share the pain.
I played 0 minutes. I have not played it at all. Is it got bad ratings?
I played this on.
It is mixed.
I played this on one of our episodes. Remember?
Sphere Flying Cities. You did.
I had the bad RTS game.
You did. You know what? Maybe I'll play it.
Or the bad city building.
Maybe I'll play it, and we'll have to see.
Yeah,
we'll have to see how our ratings
compare.
I think this is a good opportunity to see how we see on different things.
Done. So you're doing Sphere.
I will. Yeah, I will. I don't know why I bought it.
It was probably on sale.
I mean, it looks cool,
and
right?
You're like, I love city builders. I love flying cities. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I just buy stuff because I'm stupid.
I know. I want you to play Control. I don't know if you've played Control.
I have, but it's a great game.
Oh, it's.
I haven't played a lot though. 4 hours maybe.
Oh my god, I've beaten it. I think 4 times now.
Yeah, I really need to play the games that I buy,
Control.
or just stop buying games.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's not talk crazy here.
So why don't you introduce us to Enshrouded?
Sure. Let's take.
Tell us a little bit about it. Who makes it? What's the dealio?
What's the dealio? What's the dealio?
What's the dilly? What's the dealio?
What's the dealio? What's the scenario? There we go. Enshrouded. You are flameborn, last ember of hope in a dying race. Awaken, survive the terror of a corrupting fog, and reclaim the lost beauty of your kingdom. Venture into a vast world, vanquish punishing bosses, build grand halls, and forge your path in this co-op survival action RPG for up to 6 players. So it's in early access still.
Mhm.
It's very positive on the reviews. Um, it's developed and published by the same studio. Keen Games GmbH. So I got a lot of patience for somebody who.
Did you ever play Commander Keen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like way back in the day.
Yeah. Commander Studios. Keen Studios.
Commander
Keen.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably. I mean, it could be a play on Commander Keen.
There you go. Could be. I like Commander Keen. I like that. So it looks like they have they just have the 2 games, Enshrouded, which looks like their big game. And then they had a series of little games called Portal Knights.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and it looks
because they couldn't call it Sliders.
Yeah, no.
Or Stargate.
God, I love Sliders. Underrated, man.
Sliders is one of my favorite shows. John Rhys Davies, my favorite actor from Sliders. Loved him. So sad when they killed him off.
Yeah. So it looks like Portal Knights is a 3D sandbox action RPG, and it's very simplistic, like a Nintendo Mii graphic, but they have a lot, and for the most part, none of it is poorly rated. Like the only mixed ratings are DLC expansions.
Okay.
And you know how I feel about some paid DLC stuff. So.
Yeah.
So like I can get behind mixed ratings on that, but like for the most part, most everything's got like thumbs up, very very highly rated, which is kind of cool.
Nice. What year did that come out?
Portal Knights?
No, Enshrouded.
Enshrouded is new, 2024.
Oh, cool.
Whereas Portal Knights looks like the earliest one I can see here is 2017.
Enshrouded.
So, you already want it. It's already on your wish list, my dude.
Is it?
Yeah, according to my Steam,
it probably is.
Enshrouded.
Yeah. Oh, that's because it's early access. I'm trying to avoid buying too many new early access games.
Yeah, early access has become a problem for me. I understand developers needing to get their shite out the door so they can start making money off of it, especially if they want to stay an independent studio.
Yeah. See, but this is why I like Enshrouded. It's an open world, survival, base building, multiplayer. You've got me sold.
Yeah.
It even says similar to Satisfactory in Valheim.
Yeah, like I've bought it. I've already bought the game.
Oh,
Let's go.
All right. Well, hey, you enjoy Enshrouded.
I will.
I'm gonna revisit. Well, I didn't get an opportunity to play it, so this is the first for me. But I'm gonna be playing Sphere Flying Cities, which we did play in a prior episode.
I played
it.
Prior episode.
And it was mixed reviews. You did not enjoy it.
I did not. I had a lot of problems with its execution, the way it handled its gameplay loop. I had issues.
Yeah, just a quick recap. It is Sphere Flying Cities is a sci-fi city builder which combines strategy, simulation, and survival elements in an extraordinary and immersive scenario. Rebuild and protect a society in a unique and hostile environment. Pay the price for your decisions and be prepared to lose everything.
Everything.
And you lost everything like many times, right?
I distinctly remember like flying my city through like a meteor shower.
Yeah.
And just die.
So I probably bought this because this kind of a game really appeals to me. This is a strategy survival city builder colony sim. I feel like this game will appeal to me. Now, I guess we'll find out when I play it. But again, released October 13th, 2022. Developer Hexagon Sphere Games. Publisher Assemble Entertainment. So I'm going to give it a go. And I have one friend that owns this game, and it's you.
That's me.
It's you.
It's me, unfortunately.
It's you from Mr. Trigun buddy there.
Yeah. Man, I could talk for hours about Trigun. That's best anime, man.
Oh, yeah. I agree. It was so good. That little song where it's like, so...
Blood, death, destruction. All right.
It's so good.
I'm booting up Enshrouded.
All right, I'm booting up Flying Cities. Let's go. Let's put an hour on the clock.
I got it.
Okay. an hour on the clock, and we'll see how it goes.
Done, and done.
Right,
the timer begins now. Good luck.
Have fun.
Don't die.
No, you might die.
Well, I might die. You're gonna die.
I'm probably gonna die.
You're gonna die a lot.
What if I don't die?
Then you're a better gamer than me. Woofda.
Nice. Well, I just got my second shield radius.
Nice. Congratulations.
I haven't experienced the running out of power and crashing my city into the ground yet, though.
Well, that's probably because you're being smarter with your power than I was.
I mean, smarter is definitely, like, in the eye of the beholder, but...
I would often be like, oh, I gotta rejigger everything because I don't like the layout, so I would just mass delete stuff, and then all of a sudden to be like, yeah, people don't have a place to live, so no one's working, so no one's making power, and you'd be like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Just wanted to rejig things, like, come on. That should be an option.
I just want to find water, because, like, that's what killed me in the tutorial, was there's no water available. And I send this drone... Oh, new elements obtained.
Yeah, use those in the research.
Yes. Well, I'm obtaining them through the mining, which I'm doing in the current sector that I'm in. Oh, there's nothing in that sector. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Like, I like the deploying of the drones. But it's a little tedious. I wish that you could queue up the drone, and you can path the drone, so you can say, set destination, you can shift, select different boxes, but he just follows the path, and only actually radars the last drop in the path.
Oh.
It'd be great if you could just queue up to be like, go search these 10 areas around me, and then when you're done, let me know so I can, maybe do something about it. Well, let me save. I definitely will play some more. I think it's a cool concept. I like the idea of a big floating city that's just the stupidest thing ever.
Well, I'm stoked you're digging it.
I think I'm digging it. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I'm obtaining new elements. My power levels are good. I think I get it. Doing the tutorial first, which I never do. You know this.
I know. I was actually kind of shocked you did. I was like, what are you...
Doing the tutorial first definitely is helping. But research, yeah, like unlocking certain... It's kind of like it's like you're going to be doing survival, and you know that you're going to die, and it's just a matter of like how long can you go. It almost feels like a roguelike or a rogue. I'd love it if you would like die and then restart another colony or something. Some other colony finds your crash civilization. But I like the concept. I think I have to play it a little longer to really get a good feel for it. But yeah, fun. Enjoyed it. That was good. How's Enshrouded, my friend?
It was neat. It was very pretty. Like, the graphics were gorgeous. It was done in a very cartoon style.
Yeah.
I dug it. I'm probably going to go onto my rotation. Games like this, it's funner with people.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to find some people to play with, but yeah. Yep.
I'm slowly raising my hand into the air to suggest that I can play with you.
Oh, you could be my player too.
Hey man, I'm doing a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough with my brother right now.
Oh god.
I'm almost done Act 1 on my solo playthrough. Almost, but I'm gonna not finish Act 1. I'm gonna wait so that I can finish Act 2 with my bro.
Your broski.
My broski. I kind of want to... We both know how Act 1 is gonna play out, because I'm like 90% done Act 1. So, yeah, you're right, though. It is better with other people. So tell me about Enshrouded. What's your playthrough like? What was your first hour foray into the game?
You start off, you're naked and afraid.
Very Rust of them.
And then you gotta, start assembling your initial equipment. It isn't long until you rescue your first settler kind of idea. The way this game works is things are locked behind either advanced crafting benches, but also these enshrouded characters that you rescue.
Okay.
And they, like the blacksmith, for example, anything working with metal is gated behind him.
Okay.
So to get better metal things...
I was really scared you were going to say gated behind a paywall. I was going to be like, no!
No, so to get better metal equipment, you have to upgrade the blacksmith. And he wants a better room. He wants to have a 3x3 room. Okay, done. I want my forge. Okay, done. Like, so you have to upgrade his living conditions to create... to make him better for you.
And that's like the base building colony sim aspect.
Yeah, to an extent, right?
Cool.
So it was really neat in that idea, and it's kind of a fresh take on it, because before it was like, okay, build your workbench, upgrade your workbench, build a better workbench, right? So the Valheim route went with like, you build things that enhance your workbench, like the skinning rack or the tanning rack.
Yeah.
Nightingale, very similar with their augment system, which I didn't like. I still don't like Nightingale's augment system.
Yeah.
The basic workbench, advanced workbench, other games use. So this was a neat way of solving that problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
The overall concept is pretty interesting. It managed to introduce both like that open worldness that Valheim has and enjoys, but also that sense of creeping time that Subnautica and other games like that, because there's areas rich in resources, but they're covered in fog. And this fog kills you. So you have like 4 minutes to be in the fog before you die.
Wow.
So it's like get in, grab your, get out.
Cool. It's enshrouded in mystery.
So is it?
Oh.
So yeah, there's interesting stuff about it that I really liked. But let's talk about the bad game first. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's dig into it.
Give me.
All right. So I mean, I went in knowing that you, and I didn't look at your ratings. I did not look at your ratings, and I refused to look at your ratings.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to ruin it for me. I really want to see how my ratings and your ratings compare. It is definitely a like SimCity on a giant floating rock.
Okay.
With survival elements. Now, when you look at the kind of your floating rock is the main character. How I kind of looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
And your goal is to just like keep the rock floating, right? The tutorial, I decided for the first time in ever to just start with the tutorial. I generally 99.99% of the time will skip tutorials. But I figured you had a bit of a time with it. I remember you being like, oh, my city crashed again. And I'm like, oh, damn. So I figured tutorial is kind of necessary at this point. So I did it. So I went to the tutorial, I dug into it, and I found the tutorial was a little frustrating because you'd complete a task and then it would say like complete. Now I'm a dipstick because I'm not really following the tutorial. I'm kind of just doing the things, but then I'm going and doing other things too because
while the tutorial's running.
Yeah, and I think that's the mistake. I think the tutorial is meant to be done just as a tutorial. Don't float around, don't fly around because there's no resources anywhere. I scanned like 30 sectors and there's no resources in the tutorial at all. So I got up to the point where you're like mining limestone, storing concrete, and then no more tasks came up. So I'm like, I'm assuming the tutorial's done. So they lose points immediately for like having an unclear tutorial. The tutorial doesn't really, it helps. It definitely gave me a grasp for the game.
Yeah.
But like overall, the tutorial was insufficient as a tutorial. It left me going, and what's next? And then no more and then. Yeah. So when you're the developer of a game, don't tell me no more and then. You got to tell me, okay, your tutorial's done now. Go play the main game.
Yeah.
So I kind of inferred that, and I went and I started a new game. And immediately I'm scanning all the sectors, and there's like resources everywhere. I'm like, oh wow,
this actually is so much better.
This makes some sense. But then all my people got sick.
Yeah.
And then they got better.
Yeah.
But I knew that I had known that you had a problem with that.
Yeah.
So I went in and I prioritized my power plants to priority 10, made them top priority.
Yeah,
right.
And everyone works with power plant.
Although priority 1 would be making more sense, but they're weighting the priority, so priority 10 is highest, I believe.
Okay, and that makes sense. Yeah, a weight of 10.
If I'd have made my priority 1, my number 1 priority on the power plants, I'd just crash my city, I'm sure. So I found some resources, started getting them, and then our hour was up already. The tutorial ate up probably 45 minutes of our hour. And that's fine. It gave me what I needed to know how to at least get my game going. So it's an intriguing concept, and I really love the idea of a flying city with an anti-gravity generator and a shield that you need to protect your people from and upgrade and research trees and treating it as a survival colony sim. But
yeah, very Frostpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it. I love the concept. I think that there needs to be more tooltips. So things like, your colonists are ill. You have a lot of ill colonists. Why are they ill? Please indicate to me some kind of idea as to why they may be ill, because my air quality is fine.
Yeah.
Everything else is fine. Now,
people just get sick.
Maybe they were ill because there wasn't enough housing. I don't know.
Or maybe food, like if you just eat vegetables all day.
Sure, right? Yeah. So, insufficient iron levels in your blood because you haven't been eating meat. I mean, I don't know. So eat more spinach. I don't know. The game's not really clear when something goes wrong, why it's going wrong, or what exactly is going wrong. It's just like, hey, something's wrong. And it was like insufficient healthcare. And I'm like, I have 2 aid centers. How am I insufficient healthcare? When I got the warning that my citizens were ill, I had no aid centers. I built 1 aid center. They were still getting ill. I built a 2nd aid center. They slowly stopped getting ill. So it may be that the mechanic is just that simple. You need aid centers when your people get ill.
From what I remember they affect an area, and the people within their affected area
they get
are
a
boosted.
Yeah.
But each aid center also has a certain amount of beds.
Yeah, 4 beds.
Yeah, so you need to have X amount of beds because sick people who don't have a bed get sicker.
But what was weird is it's like your people are sick, and you have 4 beds. But I was like, but the beds are empty. Yeah. Why is no one in the beds? So I don't know if there's maybe like the game isn't really well developed in that sense of show me the occupied beds. Oh, we don't have enough beds in our healthcare system. Welcome to Canada.
Welcome to a lot of healthcare.
Welcome to a lot of yeah. But
NHIS is not doing great.
Healthcare's hard, especially with an older ailing population. Generally, I think the game is cool. The concept is cool. It is actually fairly basic when you drill it down to just what building types and resource generation there is. It's basically a game of fly your city. Your city is your character. Bring your character to all the different locations that have resources, get the resources, and then advance your character. Build better things, right?
There's actually a game I might recommend that you might enjoy.
Yeah,
it was... Well,
while you're looking that up...
keep talking about your stuff.
Yeah, I think that the Sphere Flying Cities, I enjoyed it. I kind of knew there was a time crunch, and I really wanted to get through the game as much as I could in that 1 hour.
Yeah.
I had fun, though. I think it's a fun game. I feel like there's definitely going to be some frustrating elements to it. I can see why it's mixed reviews. So I'm just going to get into it. Graphics and art, it's fairly basic. The graphics are kind of cool. You're in a floating city flying through clouds, basically hovering above the earth. I think that's pretty cool. The graphics look nice. You can zoom right into your city, like as if you're walking around the city. Would have been nice if you could have just driven a car through the city or something. It's the little things that matter.
Shoutouts to Manor Lords.
Yeah, right. And actually, City Skylines 2 as well, right? You can click on a car and be like,
do the car,
and it kind of gives you you're driving through the city, and it's the coolest thing. So being able to zoom in like that is nice. I think the concept and the graphics are nice, despite the multi-phallus shaped anti-gravity generator they built in the center of the giant flying rock.
Yeah, big one.
But I think the graphics are decent. They're not bad. I'd say they're good enough. When I was going through a particle storm, the shield didn't really react at all.
Right.
There wasn't when you watch Star Trek and the shields are
yeah, and there's the flickering.
Yeah, and you hear some things hitting the shields and force fields and stuff. It didn't really do that. It didn't really react at all, and that's kind of unfortunate. So nothing about the graphics were spectacularly good.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get a 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
It's good enough. They didn't really put that little finer attention to detail to it that I think would have been nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But overall, yeah, it's a decent enough city builder. Graphics are good enough for what it is. Music audio, pretty bland.
I don't remember being impressed.
No, pretty bland. Nothing really exciting going on with the music audio. It's just more like an ambient noise in the background. So creating some ambiance for you. So 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's just, the music wasn't interesting or exciting. When bad things are happening, I didn't really get a sense of urgency. In any game, if you're a developer, if something in the game is happening that is supposed to give you a sense of urgency, change the music to something that gives people an emotional response. I think that audio is meant to be designed and played that way. I feel bad for people who are deaf that they don't get the opportunity to experience that elevated sense of urgency or sense of panic in a game when the music changes, the audio changes. But it was 6 out of 10. It was kind of not as good as it could have been. Not even quite good enough, to be honest. But not bad.
There you go.
The gameplay, so the tutorial.
Wow.
I think the game is really cool. I want to give the game a higher rating for gameplay, but I can't. The game mechanics, the tutorial, I think I like the game mechanics.
Yeah,
I
the
like
core idea.
Yeah, I like the survivability that you have to get different elements to do research and gather resources and kind of try to manage them in a way that keeps you surviving.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I think that the tutorial is where you lose points. I think that when the game starts, you should have tooltips. So if let's say I don't want to do the tutorial and I go straight into the game, you should have little tooltips like, hey, build a thing. Or maybe integrate the tutorial into your first playthrough. So I went from the tutorial to sandbox mode. I didn't want to do the campaign.
Yeah.
The campaign's probably the way to play this game, but sandbox survival is where my life is at. So I want to do it. So gameplay, I'm going to give it like a 6.5 out of 10 for gameplay. And I might revisit that in a couple of months after I've played it for a while and come back and say, yeah, it's almost good enough. But I feel like there's little elements like the UI, the organization of the buildings, the explanation for what things do. I think that needs to be integrated. Hovering, if it says, oh, hey, your people are sick, they're ill, and you hover your mouse over the thing that says that they're ill, it should give you some numbers, some stats, some information.
It kind of gives you like a breakdown, like ill, deathly ill.
Yeah, or why are they ill? And I know like in the top right corner, you can hover over your population and it tells you that. It says like severely ill or kind of ill. So you can get that, but you have to get that from a different UI element. And I think that that's unfortunate from a choice perspective. If I hover my mouse over the, hey, your people are ill, it should say they're ill because you have bad air quality or you have don't make me go hunting for why they're getting sick. Give me some indication. I don't need to know exactly what to do, but give me some indication. What is the root cause so that I can solve the problem? But I had fun for what it's worth. I'm enjoying the game. It's only been an hour, but I'm enjoying it. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 for fun so far. I think.
There you go. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I think it's good enough. All right. 6.8. So my general rating is a 6.8 out of 10, which kind of aligns with the mixed views that it's getting on Steam. That kind of makes some sense.
Yeah.
But the stamp of approval, TBD.
TBD.
Because I don't want to go and.
So you're gonna revisit the game and we'll get a stamp of approval next episode.
Yeah. Like at some point, or it'll be in our pre-banter or somewhere along the lines. Yeah. Here's the thing.
I like it.
I don't want to condemn it.
Right.
I haven't played it long enough to recommend it.
Fair. I can get behind that.
So TBD. I know it's kind of a bit of a cop-out. I want to say this game is fun. You should try it because it's an interesting game mechanic. But at the same time, TBD. I think this is a game I'm going to have to play for at least 3 hours to know whether or not I can recommend it to other people. I'm going to say I'm probably leaning towards no.
No.
I'm probably leaning towards not recommending it, as my first hour kind of shows and indicates. But we'll see. It could become one of those little like fun games that you play for an hour at a time, and you just work on your city a little bit. But there's nothing exciting that happens in the first hour. There's meteor showers, all these other things. That's fine. I don't know what other random events or challenges or issues will come up because I haven't played it long enough. I hope it keeps me interested. I mean, if as a rule of thumb, if I buy a game, if I can get 20 hours out of a game, it's money well spent.
There you go.
If unless I'm spending like $100 on a game or $80 on a game, then I want to get like 40 hours out of it. Right.
There you go. What's your break point? Like $2 an hour?
Yeah, like I would say $2 an hour is kind of like my bare minimum.
Okay.
But like Satisfactory, I'm at like 170 hours. Baldur's Gate, I'm at like 100 hours. Satisfactory, Stellaris, I'm at like 600 hours.
Oh god, Stellaris.
Right. Ooh. So yeah, I mean your cost per use, your cost per hour needs to be low. And I think if I looked at my cost per hour on games and found my most like cost efficient game for the number of hours I've played it, I mean, it would be Skyrim, Stellaris, The Witcher 3. Yeah. Right.
These big open world games where you just really get into it. Yeah.
The games I really enjoyed. Like Oxygen Not Included. Geez, I've played that game. I was like, yeah, I've played that for a couple of hours. I was looking at my library the other day, and it's like, oh, no.
You played that for
You've played that for more than just a couple of hours, dude.
You've got some time in.
I'm into Oxygen Not Included for 101 hours.
Gosh.
How did I ever even play that for 101 hours?
Yeah, that's a certain point. Like, we gotta talk. We gotta talk to somebody.
But it's those colony sims, survival.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I have so much time in RimWorld.
Oh my god, RimWorld 146.2 hours for me. Yeah, flying Sphere of Flying Cities. I think it's got an interesting game concept. I'm on the fence right now, so I need to play it a little longer to know.
Absolutely fair. I can get behind that.
Throw it in the vault or catapult it into glory. Now, I rated graphics and art 7. You rated graphics and art 6. I rated music and audio 6.5. You rated it 6. You ranked gameplay at 7. I ranked it 6.5.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm on the wrong line. You rated it 5 for gameplay.
Oh yeah, I came pretty hard on their gameplay.
So I gave it 6 and 6.5. You gave it 7.5 for fun, and I gave it 7.5 for fun.
Look at that.
So we're pretty close. You did log it as a fault, and I'm kind of TBD. So it's probably going to be one of those it's the kind of game that has mixed reviews for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good enough to be positive. It's not bad enough to be negative. It's just kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
It's a floater.
It's a floater.
It's a game with a floating asteroid, so it is a floater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. That's Sphere Flying Cities. So, Enshrouded, my good sir. Walk me through your playthrough. Tell me what's good, tell me what's bad.
Well, I really, really loved the graphics. It's very, very cartoony, very pretty. They're not like you can count each individual pore on their face, and honestly, I don't think games should do that. Right? There should be an element of the unreal within it. So I really liked a lot of this game. There was a loop there that I could see myself losing myself to.
Oh yeah.
And there was enough like little things to break up the monotony of a base builder, because it can be very monotonous going conk 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 and then build.
Yeah.
For a lot of these games, I find accelerating your experience, like increasing the drop rate of things, really kind of makes things good. But everyone has their opinion on that. Again, my opinion is it's a game. I'm not here to like.
It's not a full-time job, dang it.
Yeah, I'm not here to go. Yeah, I have 50 hours and I have exactly 2 things to show for it. It's like no, not for me, sir. So the fact that there was all of these behind-the-scene options that you don't even really think about before you play the game, big up for me. So yeah, getting into the grit. It was very. If you've played Valheim, if you played Minecraft, if you played any of these sandbox survival games, you've played Enshrouded. But Enshrouded does enough things to make it interesting. There are 2 movement mechanics that you don't find in a lot of these games, and one was the grappling hook, which you could use to traverse the existing structures in the game. And the other was a glider, very similar to Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, like that Zelda glider.
Very cool.
The way they do their stamina bars is even the same. It's a circle and it drains.
Okay. I like it.
So I really dug it. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's go graphics. Gorgeous, fun, pretty. It's an 8.
How's the UI?
Oh, the UI is smooth.
Yeah.
It's a good UI.
Easy to find things and
easy
click
to
things.
find, easy to navigate, and once you kind of gotten used to it, you're moving fast.
If people are building games, focus a lot of your effort on your UI, please.
Oh, please, because
that's got to be a good UI. That could kill a game. A really great game can just be destroyed by a terrible UI.
Yeah, because I mean, what system is your player going to be interacting with most of, if not all the time?
Yeah,
it's the UI.
Exactly.
So make it a good UI. Yeah, I cannot agree more with that statement. Gotta have a good UI. As far as the graphics go, it's a very artsy, cutesy, like my time in Portlandia style.
Oh, is it?
But it's executed extremely well. It doesn't look choppy. There's no clipping.
Enshrouded looks like my time in Portlandia?
Well, that sort of graphic style.
Okay. Because that was very like Animal Crossing, big heads, little bodies.
Oh yeah, no. It's very. If anything, you know what? Let me go back a step. You've played Raft, yeah?
Oh yeah, Raft. Yeah.
It's a better Raft in terms of graphics.
Okay. Yeah, because the graphics, like when I look at it, it looks kind of. Yeah, it looks kind of like Baldur's Gate-y.
I would say even less realism because Baldur's Gate tries to. It's not as vibrant. The colors and the character are very vibrant in the world.
Ah, yes, I see where you're getting the Raft inspiration from.
Yeah,
I like the armor designs look cool though.
the armor designs are really cool.
Yeah.
I only unlocked like the tier 1 of real armor because you start off with the ability to make like threadbare or scrappy, or not even scrappy, threadbare or ragged clothes, and then the blacksmith gives you the ability to make scrappy, which is like leather with little bits of metal incorporated into it.
Nice. I mean, it looks friggin' cool.
It is fun. I was enjoying a lot of it. Yeah, and the loop. So that brings us to music audio. It was very, very pretty.
Yeah.
Like it was very sort of fantasy, whispers in the trees.
Someone playing the lyre.
Yeah. And then you would get into the fogged areas or the enshrouded areas, and that's when the music would get dark and menacing. So really good sound engineering, really good sound cues. You always kind of knew where an enemy was, what the enemy was doing. They had distinct sounds when they were about to attack, things like that, which is super important. Like from my times in first-person shooters, so much depends on knowing when to strafe, because the guy will go like, "Huh!" and he's shooting. Don't be there. So sound engineering, top notch. Yeah, I really, the music was nice, soothing. After, maybe an hour or two, the music loop, you'd be like, okay, time to play my own playlist. But that's not bad, right? That's just part of the sort of style as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give music audio a whopping 8.
Very nice.
Which brings us to gameplay. Other than that key thing where you rescue other settlers that unlock tech trees of their own that you can take advantage of, nothing new. It's every Valheim, every Minecraft, every what's that? Sons of the Forest. It's every base building sandbox survival game you've ever played.
So what does it do different?
So where it differed is the building was a lot of times, especially in games where you have to build your base. I find it super tedious to line up the walls and a lot of these will have snap to grid, which is nice. Snap to grid's great. But this one specifically had shape. So you could snap to grid and then you could smooth it out. You could be like, well, I want this to be a round wall.
Nice.
So it's rounded here because that'll look better. Things like that. So as far as the way the ghost of what you're building appears and the way that looked, I think it's probably the best building system I've seen in a game.
Nice.
So I'm very impressed there. But the core loop, gather resources, explore further, gather better resources, explore even further, gather even better resources. That's there. It's not different.
Mm-hmm.
But there looked to be enough interesting variances to keep you involved in that. Like there was towers to explore that had puzzles in them. There's rescuing the other survivors and using their skills to unlock different upgrades. So
how about that cooking mini game?
I mean, like, I call it a mini game, but really it's like you sit in front of the thing and you press and hold the button and there's like the sound of and then you'd hear like this little bloop and then it would be cooked and you let go because if you kept cooking you could burn it.
Oh, it's like Valheim, yeah. If you overcook it, it burns and then you get charcoal.
Yeah, whereas in Valheim it's something that's an automatic process. You just got to load, unload. In this one you actually have to physically sit down. So that was interesting. So yeah, gameplay wise, I'm gonna give this a whopping 7. It's gonna get that. It's
only a 7.
Listen, it executed everything competently.
Yeah,
but it didn't do anything new and exciting except in 1 or 2 areas. Yeah. Which is why it's getting that 2 boost.
Okay,
for me.
I like it. So fun. I mean, you played for an hour.
I played for an hour. I played for another hour. So we're gonna give it an 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Which brings this sucker, if I'm doing my math right, to roughly like a 7.5. 7 point something.
So you're gonna be probably a 7.7, something like that. Divided by 4, 7.8.
Hey, close enough to 8.
That's good. I mean, that's almost worth playing.
That's all.
So would you throw it in the vault or launch it off the catapult?
Throw it in the vault. No. This is a catapult for sure. Get
This
on
game's
it.
terrible.
Check it out. I loved it. You'll hate it.
Oh, I'm gonna love it.
But yeah, no, it's a fun game. I can't recommend. I mean, yes, I can recommend it, but
It's on my wish list when it comes off early access.
Yeah, maybe wait for it to get out of early access. It didn't feel like an early access title though. Like everything I was engaged in was very polished.
Yeah, well, and it's interesting because
so maybe the early access is later game stuff. Who knows?
Well, what I love how they kind of spoke about the early access, where they kind of said, we've put all our heart and soul into the development of Enshrouded. We're ready to show it to you. We want to develop the game together with you. Your feedback and what you tell us is going to depend on how much longer it stays in early access. We believe that we can offer a game that's worth your time, money, and bring you fun for years to come. They're saying it is a complete experience, but they really wanted to just get it out there and get people to play it. They're planning new biomes, new enemies, new locations, new crafting materials. So they're like, hey, we've got a completed game, but we don't feel like it's polished yet. So we're going to put it in early access, get some funding, obviously, and then we want to make it better. We want to continue polishing it, adding to it. And I love that. I love that about early access. And from what it looks like a game that they actually care about, which I like. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, it's on my list. It's on my wish list. We'll see how that goes. So is there anything else you'd like to add about playing Enshrouded or any of the PTSD that I've given you from me playing Sphere of Flying Cities?
You know what? With Enshrouded, I love a good survival based game. I really do. I can lose myself in those forever. I would have liked to see what the middle and end game looked like, but I didn't have nearly enough time to get there, right?
Yeah.
Like I just started to get into early game. So it'd be interesting to sit and do a playthrough of that. As far as Sphere goes, I'm done. No, we're not going back.
All right.
We touched it. We did not like the touching.
Well, as I've been working on continuing the renovations in my basement, doing baseboards and painting and cutting and sawing and dusting and sanding and hole filling and dry dexing.
God, it just sounds exhausting.
And caulking and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I've put over 2 weeks, probably about 50 hours into the basement.
Yeesh.
And I thought to myself while I was doing it, we play video games.
Yeah.
And we play these base building games where we're like, I'm building a base. And it doesn't benefit us at all in real life other than entertainment value. And I was thinking like, why can't I look at building my basement like base building? Why can I not look at this like I'm building my little base? I'm building my little village. I'm building my little fort. Yeah. And I realized it's because it takes so much bloody time and effort. And don't get me wrong, I think that hard physical work is its own reward. Physical work, I believe, truly is its own reward. When you are a person that has like an intellectual sit behind a desk job, that physical work really is rewarding. And other than the fact that I'm stiff and my body hurts and like I'm old, I really thoroughly enjoy it. I like looking around going, yeah, those seams look so good and those angles were cut good and the casing looks good and the door looks good.
You did good.
And hey, the door latch actually lines up with the little thing or doesn't. 2 out of 3 is not bad. But I realized that in 50 hours of playing a base building video game, you see so much that you've built, like Satisfactory. I'm into my 1.0 playthrough for probably 20, 30 hours. And it's just, you look back and look at all this huge expanse of what you've done. Whereas I looked at my basement and go, it's exactly the same as it was before, except it's super messy because I pulled everything into the center of the rooms. And now I've got baseboards. And I still have to paint them, so I'm not done yet. And like, if I'm looking for fun, would I rather base build at home or base build in a video game? Yeah, video game. It's, I'm not going to get the same kind of relaxation, entertainment, or, ADHD fulfillment out of physical work at home than I will on doing in a game. And, it's like you said, the loop. It's all about that loop, man. So, yeah, I wish I could treat real life like a video game and be like, yeah, I'm leveling up, I'm gathering gold, I'm base building, I'm farming simulator. Technically you could all do that, but farming man, you're going to farm and it's going to be like, okay, 4 months potentially till I have fruit bearing on what I've planted. Maybe 5, maybe 6 months. It just doesn't give you that immediate kick. And darn it, Aaron, I'm after that immediate dopamine.
Give me that dopamine.
Give me that dopamine.
Give it to me. Give it to me. I want it. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. All right. Well,
on that note,
I think thank you very much for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for joining on this episode. And we look really forward to seeing you in our next episode.
We love hearing from you. And, give us, we have our email. We have our contacts. Get in touch. We love it. We want more. We got questions, suggestions.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Don't die.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh, that's another one down. And that's our time and the end of our episode.
But don't feel sad it's over. Be glad it happened. From the two of us in the basement, thanks for tuning in.
Join us next time.
And feel free to send us any feedback on our socials or send us a direct email at bfcpcontact@gmail.com.
And if you're really interested in what we're doing, join us on Patreon, where we will have loads of behind-the-scenes stuff and uncut takes as more episodes are released. Patreon.com/basements, faults, and catapults.
We're always excited to hear from you because we love engagement. We look forward to our next catapult launch and hope you can join us for the ensuing chaos.
Good luck.
See you next time.